Today we have yet another case of a person going missing and their vehicle being found on a remote logging road. But this case is very, very recent. It's just what happened within the last month, and there is still a chance that this person could be found. 82-year-old Jane Whitehouse lived just outside the community of Aldergrove, a community in the township of Langley, British Columbia, approximately 59 kilometers east of Vancouver. Jane is described as the backbone of her family, having 4 grandchildren. She's known for her kindness, compassion, and brilliant humor. Now this here is the last known photo of Jane and what she was wearing that day. A thigh-length green jacket, a dark sweater with white stripes, and dark pants. Jane would last be seen at 10:10 a.m. on October 25th of 2024, so just about 2 weeks ago. She would last be seen in Aldergrove, and she would be reported missing the same day. Very soon into the investigation, Jane's gray Dodge Caravan would be found 120 kilometers away in a remote area near Harrison Lake, spotted on the Harrison East Forest Road at a washout. As you can see, it's as if the van crashed into a small waterfall and got stuck there. And when I say it's remote out there, it is remote. This area is known for camping sites, a provincial park called Sasquatch Provincial Park, outdoor activities, and lakes. But the biggest question is, why did Jane drive out there if she did drive herself out there willingly? Because according to friends and family, this was not an area that Jane would have went to. Grid searches began to be conducted in the wooded areas, and drones were brought in to search where people on foot could not. Now, from what I read, a shoe that apparently belonged to Jane would end up being found very soon on in the investigation. However, apparently the shoe could have been from a set of shoes that she just kept in her van as a backup set of shoes. However, if it was outside her vehicle, why was it found somewhere outside of her vehicle and not in her vehicle? Jane's daughter Eileen would say, quote, "I have just talked to Search and Rescue. They had so many people out there looking for my mom. They also had a drone fly overhead to search for her. Unfortunately, they did not find her, but they did find her other shoe. Mom has been out in the elements now for an extensive amount of time. Please continue to pray for her, for good weather tomorrow as they begin to search again." End quote. After 3 days of searching, the search at East Harrison Lake Forest Service Road was suspended. A post reading, quote, "The area has been combed for 3 days with no results. The investigation is still very much active, but we need more tips and leads to work with." End quote.
Joining us, the family of a missing Langley grandmother is desperate for answers tonight. 82-year-old Jane Whitehouse was last seen Friday morning. There's been no sign of her since. The only clue, the baffling discovery of her car on a remote road far from her home. CTV Shannon Patterson has our top story.
82-year-old Jane Whitehouse is the heart and soul of her family.
She just takes care of everybody and has everyone's best interest at heart.
On Friday, October 25th, the grandmother of 4 from Langley disappeared. Her van found abandoned in a creek bed off a remote forest road an hour's drive north of Harrison Hot Springs. A 3-day search of the area turned up nothing.
We are all questioning why the vehicle is there, because it's not a location that she would normally be found in. So a lot of unanswered questions.
At this point in time, we're treating it as a missing person investigation. We have not ruled out any aspects of this investigation, so we're purely waiting for more information from the public.
Langley RCMP have released a still image from a surveillance camera that captured Jane Whitehouse the day she went missing. And they're hoping the bright colored sweater she was wearing will jog some memories.
If anyone would have seen Jane, it's a green that will actually alert someone to remember something, right? So if anyone has seen her from Langley all the way up to that Forest Service Road, we want to hear from you.
We're also encouraging the public and businesses on any route possible from between Aldergrove and Agassiz Harrison Lake area to please check your camera footage, whether it's security cam, dash cam.
Sora says Jane's loved ones are overwhelmed and scared.
It's not just overwhelming, it's not just stress and worry, it's traumatic. And at the same time, it's a very private thing that you are going through, but it's very public.
While they're extremely worried, friends and family aren't giving up.
I think it's too soon to rule out hope, definitely.
On November 1st, the RCMP would end up releasing surveillance video of Jane's van driving on Hicks Lake Road around 4:10 p.m. the day she disappeared, so about 6 hours after she was last spotted in town on surveillance. Seconds later, a white Mercedes SUV can be seen heading in the opposite direction and passing Jane's van. Now, police are really hoping that they can identify the driver of this Mercedes SUV because they're hoping that this person might have had a dash cam that pointed towards Jane's vehicle when they passed. Their hope being that they can see inside of Jane's vehicle to see if anyone else was with her that day. Because as you can see from the surveillance, you can tell that the driver in Jane's van was wearing that same bright green jacket that Jane was last seen wearing. However, it's really hard to see her face, it seems, at least in the still shot that they have provided. And they also can't see inside the vehicle to see if anyone maybe is in the seat behind her or in the back of the van, possibly. So if you are driving this vehicle, or if you know who drives this vehicle, please contact police. At least please tell the people to contact police as well, because they could be a very good help. I mean, they were passing each other pretty fast, I'm sure, but maybe they seen something.
It's been 1 week since 82-year-old Jane Whitehouse, a grandmother described as the heart and soul of her family, disappeared after leaving her home in Langley's Forest Grove neighborhood.
She's just, the cornerstone of everything. And so for her to go missing without a word is highly unusual.
The latest clue, a surveillance image showing the senior's gray Dodge Caravan on Hicks Lake Road near Harrison Hot Springs at 4:10 p.m. Friday, October 25th. The driver wearing the same lime green jacket Whitehouse was last seen in.
Do you believe she was driving that vehicle?
At this point in time, we believe she was driving, yes.
Seconds later, RCMP say this white Mercedes SUV going in the opposite direction passed the senior's minivan. Investigators want to speak with its driver to determine if dash cam captured the Dodge Caravan.
It will actually show, if there was anybody else in that vehicle.
Whitehouse left her home before 10 a.m. on October 25th. Police say she was last seen in Aldergrove at 10:10 a.m. Surveillance then shows her driving east in her Dodge Caravan towards Abbotsford. Her vehicle found October 27th, stuck off East Harrison Forest Service Road.
We are at lost words at this point, trying to figure out why she ended up where her vehicle was found.
Do you suspect foul play?
Everything is on the table. We have not identified any areas that would lead us to a foul play. We are still treating this as a very high-risk missing person investigation, given her age.
SAR teams say the search for Whitehouse is ongoing, while RCMP are dedicating all their resources to finding her. The senior's family pleading with the public to report any sightings and also asking Fraser Valley property owners to check their acreages and outbuildings for any sign of Whitehouse.
This grandmother is still missing, and the sooner she can be found, the better, especially considering the elements out there in the forest and winter quickly approaching. Police and search teams are also unable to search any private land, so if you own any land in that area, please go search your property, search outbuildings, search fields that you may have, just search anywhere that you can, or you can also contact the police and give them permission to search the land for you. Because the chances, if Jane was either injured out there, maybe she did crash, maybe she wandered and was lost, there's a chance that she might have went and hid in an outer building or a barn of some sorts to try to get out of the elements and to stay warm. Or someone could have done something nefarious to her and, left her on your property. So if you're able to, please bring this family answers. To think that she could be out there still somewhere. It's been about a week and a half to 2 weeks right now. She could still be out there somewhere and saved. But the fact that police can't get onto these properties and she's just out there waiting to be found and rescued is heartbreaking. If you have any information on Jane's whereabouts or what may have happened to her, please contact the authorities. I'll have the information down below. Jane needs to be found. We don't often talk about elderly people that go missing, but they are just as important as young people and children. She's still a person. She needs to be found. And she has many, many loving family members that are waiting for her to come back. Let's take one more good look at Jane. Jane is described as a Caucasian female standing 5 foot 1 inches tall with gray blonde hair. Again, this was the outfit she was last seen wearing. And that's all the information we have on Jane's case today. It's a very, very recent one, so there isn't a ton of information on it, but I did want to get it out there because it is so recent. There is still a chance that Jane can be found, and I want to do my part to get the story out there, get her missing persons flyer out there, and to just try to help this family. So if you're able to, please share all of this out. Someone out there may know something. She would have wandered into a different town. You never know. Another more recent, very short case coming up as well after this one. I'll probably be posting it a day or so after. but I've had a family friend request for me to cover it. Again, it is also very urgent. It also doesn't have that much information. It's going to be short as well, like this one, but I think it's still worth posting these shorter videos. As always, I hope you all stay safe out there. Lock your windows and doors, and if you have a grandparent at home, please hug them a little tighter tonight, because this family is without theirs. And I will see you in the next video.